What is going on, y'all? Welcome to the Joel Friday TV podcast. I am Joel Friday. Bienvenido. Welcome to the show. It is Wednesday. We are live on IG and on YouTube. Do me a favor, hit that like button, smack it. Lay the smack down on the like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your peoples about the show so we get the subscribers up and the message out. Do it now. I think that's to the left. Do it now. Help a brother out. As you guys know, it is a talk show. So you can call in at any point during the show. We got a caller on the line right now. Lines are open. You can call in at 888-775-3773, and we can get into whatever you want. Juneteenth. We can get into whatever. All in the name of Jesus. So you can call in and we could talk. Also, if you can't call in, but you still have a question or comment, or you want to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JoelFridayTV. The link is in the description, or go directly to the YouTube live chat, hit the super chat button, send your question or comments there. I'll read them live on air. You guys know how it goes. And I appreciate it. I have some super chats that I'm going to start out the show with because I didn't get to them yesterday. So we are going to do that as well. Let me make sure I got them all squared away here. So you do have that option. Shout out to the IG chat, the Lions Den. What's up, IG? Terry Strange on IG. What's up, Terry? I'm about to read your chat right now. I'm actually pulling it up. So Terry sent the super chat yesterday, and I'm trying to go to it right now. And also shout out to the mod squad over on YouTube. The mod squad, my mods holding it down. And what you call it? The Snake Pit as well. Shout out to the Snake Pit over on YouTube. Going crazy. Going crazy. We got to get the IG live going as crazy as a Snake Pit. But then again, if it goes crazy, I wonder if will they take it down. Because you guys see how they did me on IG. Somebody tried to follow me on IG and they sent me the screenshot, and it warns people about my account. So it says make sure you really read through the info and really check out this person's profile because it could be dangerous. It gives you like a little warning. I don't know what I did. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't favored over there on IG. But still shout out to IG because I still got some videos that are like doing pretty well. Like I posted a recent video of me talking about boomers and like I said how you could tell someone's age without asking them, right? And I did like a little video and I explained how millennials you can spot a millennial out because I was at the airport and I was watching different people, and I was talking about you can spot out a millennial by what they wear if they got Crocs on, if they walk around with headphones over their head, or they got real baggy clothes. That's how you tell a Gen Z. And millennial, they'll just wear like a casual shirt and like some jeans, like a fitted casual shirt and some jeans. And the girls will wear like a romper. That's how you know it's a millennial. And then I said, if they're just straight out ugly, it's Gen Z, it's Gen X or Boomer. And it's obviously a joke. I thought it was pretty funny. And that video is doing pretty well on Instagram right now. So Instagram still like me. A lot of people in the comments though going crazy. Like a lot of people are taking it personal. Like literally, look, if you guys go when you get a chance, look at the last video not the last video, but the second to last video I posted, and all the Gen X and Boomers were taking it personal. as if like they really thought I meant that Gen X and boomers are all ugly. Like they were ready to cuss me out. It was like crazy. I'm talking about like comments on comments, over like 100 comments of people like really taking that personal. But it's all good because it's engagement. So I'm not mad about it. But I'm like, what the? So that was that. So IG still love me. Terry says Gen X don't give a bleep except when they really do. Right. And I don't know, like, and one lady said, you about to make me hurt your feelings right now. She typed. And I wrote her back, it seems like I already hurt yours. Also catch. Oh. I don't know about all that. Anyway. Let me read the super chats. Oh, Gray Bridgewater. With a super chat out the gate, is there such thing as being selfish, or is it a made up word to control you? Selfish. That's a good question. I guess there's a way that you can be like so caught up in your own ego at the expense of others, but you know, I'm really like, I really think that word selfish is like overused and also overrated and also weird, because I think that there's nothing wrong with, and I actually think that it's good to work on yourself and focus on yourself first before you start like trying to help others and help the world. Because how are you going to do that if you don't really know who you are? You know what I mean? If you got issues, how are you going to really go out there and make a difference? And, you know, the world kind of teaches that go be selfless and go serve and all that stuff is not bad things to do. But it's like, you know, they don't encourage you to focus on yourself first. And they call that selfish, right? That when you focus on yourself and you only think about yourself. And I mean, you should think about yourself. You should be working on yourself first. So that way, when you are overcoming and you're walking on water with Jesus, then you're able to actually be the light and be led to do what is needed. So, yeah, that word selfish is like a weird one for me. What they say on the airplane, put your mask on first before you help somebody else mask. So, but that's a good question, Gray. And I always, real quick, shout out to Gray, because Gray calls in to the show. If it's the same Gray, he calls into the show and chat be cooking him because he be so honest. And I love how honest Gray is. He calls in and he just straight up about his situation. And he just honest about it. He ain't ashamed of it. He ain't ashamed to talk about it. And I respect that. I like that. So shout out to Gray for keeping it real. Anyway, let's go to this buy me a coffee, because it was a good one. Rob Blackie says, with 5 donuts, by the way. Thank you, Rob Blackie. I appreciate that. Donations in the form of a donut, right? Not a real donut. These OnlyFans models aren't the problem, it's the men. He's quoting what I said yesterday, because yesterday I talked about the OnlyFans models. You could podcast the episode. It says, so he answers, he's responding to what I said about OnlyFans, and he says, so all the flaws in women are men's fault? I just heard you say if you see something bad in a woman, it's a man's fault. What the... And he says, do you think if every man in the world stopped watching porn, aka that woman would be good? Let me answer the first question first. So all the flaws in women are men's fault, is what he says. I think that in the grand scheme of things, all the flaws of women are men's fault. Yep, for sure. In the grand scheme of things. And Bill's shaking his head at me. Bill, the engineer. He's shaking his head. In the grand scheme of things, I believe that, it's the men's fault, the reason why the women are out of control. But in the details, like on a small scale, it's of course every individual's responsibility to correct themselves, watch themselves, be honest with themselves, and work on themselves. So, women are their own are their own person. So, like I said, on the grand scheme, you point and realize the failures of fathers and the failures of husbands and the failures of men in society have caused the world at large to kind of just be running around with their head cut off. And that is the cause of the men, in my opinion. And then, but when it comes down to your own life and in your own world and you just being an adult and an individual, then yes, women are responsible for themselves. If that makes sense. And he says, do you think if every man in the world stopped watching bleep, that women would be good? No. I think women would be the same. I think that if men, because it's not the corn that's the problem, right? It's the feeling that's driving it, right? That comes from the imagination, and then the reason why we're escaping into the imagination. So the corn is not the problem. But if men overcame, of course, right, then a lot of things would change for sure. But that still doesn't necessarily mean that every woman would get in line. But it would influence a lot of women to be different. It would, we would create a lot of young ladies and lead them in a better direction, for sure. But it wouldn't solve the problem, in my opinion. Let's see. And what else we got? I think we good right there. So that's how I'm feeling. Man, I had a show today prepared for you guys, but I got some callers coming in, and I think I want to give some time to these callers first. And if we get to the message today, then we get to the message. When it's added by God, when God adds it, I'm telling you, it's a different type of thing. And I want to get into that and give some examples. But we'll see. Let me go to Leo out of Texas. Leo, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Joel, how are you?
How's it going, Leo?
I'm good. You know what? I'm thinking about getting a woman from Arkansas, man.
Hey, I heard
nice down there.
I heard that they're the real deal over in Arkansas.
Yeah, man. Country girls, too. Just Southern Belles, Joel. You don't know nothing about that.
I'm telling you. That's where it's at.
But to this whole, what I notice about who's dumber, just has been really making me look at, with the questions, who's dumber, men or women. And I've been looking at my thought process, evaluating that to work on myself. And I realized that I'm just man, more and more do other people begin to matter, right? So even with you reading the super chat, I was thinking what the guy was saying, and I was just man, I don't know. with Joel saying it's true. Women are a direct reflection of the men, but then in the other sense, it's like they are responsible for their souls. But then in another sense, it's like men are supposed to be and are. One thing we know for sure that we cannot refute is men are the sons of God. And if they are the sons of God, they have to be a representation of the light. And if they are a representation of the light, and they dark as Akon right now, it's gotta point to the men. But what it does also is it should make the women look at themselves and go, okay, who is our example, and what should we be contrary? So I think it's just a matter of focusing on self. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely agree that the women should be focusing on themselves, and
Don't blame us.
yeah, and they shouldn't blame, they shouldn't blame the men either. And I don't want that to, and me saying that shouldn't be an excuse for women to be like, oh yeah, well it is the men's fault because my daddy wasn't, or whatever, right? Like women should work on themselves and focus on themselves and overcome. But I guess to better put it in a clearer way is that if men were leading the way like we're created to do in the proper way, then we would influence those ladies that do want to overcome, right? And of course, that doesn't mean that we would change every woman and every woman wants to overcome, because some don't, right? Some want to stay where they are and they enjoy the way they live and they have a different agenda. So we wouldn't be able to save everybody. But if men were right, it would definitely influence women to also be right by the example of men. So that's really where I'm trying to go with it.
I totally agree.
You know what I
Totally
mean?
agree. Preaching to the choir. So before I let you go, let me give my first official Joel thump. Right on, man. Right on.
Right on, Leo.
Talk to you later, man.
I appreciate it.
Bye.
We gonna keep the cause going. Let's see. I got caught in the lion's den by accident. Terry, go back. Nah, I'm just playing. What were they saying in lion's den? King Wesley shouting out Arkansas, Arkansas, and he says, don't nobody want you from my state. Terry says, Leo the ladies man. Shaylee says, lust isn't limited to the internet. 100% Shaylee. What's up, Shaylee? Shout out to Shaylee, my IG friend. She said lust isn't limited to the internet. That's true. You know what I mean? In regards to the super chat about corn, if a guy stopped watching corn, would that help? No, because in the world, when they get off the internet and they go into the world, they can still have that same issue, right? So, yeah, it's more so about overcoming the real issue. At least understanding the real issue, right, of lust and all that stuff. Because at least if you understand it, you could be aware of it more and separate yourself from it. Because, there's still an element of lust that is necessary for getting married, right? So there's still an attraction, but I do think that everybody should seek to overcome all things. And I think that when we overcome all things, it doesn't mean that we still won't get married or won't have a desire to make some babies. I don't think that that's the case. I think you can have the best of both worlds. But we should be working on trying to just make sense of what's going on. So anyway. Okay, so I gotta get to Ryan because I told Ryan yesterday to call me in early. So I gotta get to Ryan first. And callers, the rest of the callers on the lines, I will get to you, but I have to get to Ryan first. And the lines, there's a few lines still open if you want to get in there. 888-775-3773. Let me go to Ryan out of Richmond, California. Hey, Ryan, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
Could be better, sir.
Right on. What's going on?
Well, there's a situation that happened with my stepfather, with my daughter, and he exposed himself after being drunk. And he was fully naked, and what men are when they're. Yeah, and my mother was there, and she walked in on him and everything, and she kicked him out or whatever to a hotel for a few weeks, and then let him back in the house, and they've been together ever since. This was 11; she's like 20 now, and I've been having nightmares about killing this guy, and so I haven't talked to her or them in like about a year now. And
Who is this person to you?
My stepfather.
Your stepfather, and then the person he revealed himself to is it your sister?
My daughter.
Oh, your daughter. Okay, your stepfather. Oh, okay, so in the eyes of her, the grandparents, she sees them as grandparents.
Exactly.
Okay, and when did this happen?
When she was 11, and she's 20 now.
And then your mom let him come back in the home, and she stayed with him, and
right.
Now, go ahead.
Yeah.
And then now, why does it bother you? Why does it bother you?
I've been there like twice.
Well, first let me ask. Is your daughter from 11 years old to 20 now? Has she been back over there?
No.
Oh, okay. So you didn't let her go back over there.
No, and she basically just stopped talking to me and my mother, just kind of all together. And
your daughter did?
Yeah, and she's had a kid, and I wasn't invited. Nobody called me about the birth of my granddaughter, and it's my ex-wife, whatever. Then she called me 2 weeks later, yelling and screaming at me, where I'd been, and I stayed right down the road from all these people, and they all know where I work at,
Well, there's so many holes in this story. So why is the daughter, that she's not talking to you or your grandparents because of this situation, or what? I don't understand.
They kind of, I guess it started with me, with her not talking, to me, and then basically that happened, and
what did you do that she got mad at you for?
Jesus, I don't know. I was kind of being kind of disciplinary to her, when she was growing up, and as I raised my voice to her a few times, and I don't know, she was just saying that I wasn't there they didn't call me all through high school. I missed everything.
So this is not in connection. So she has her own issues with you outside of this
right.
Situation with the grandfather.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So as far as the situation with the grandfather, did you have a question about that, or what were you trying to?
Yeah, I'm just really traumatized over that, and I haven't talked to my mother or whatever, and I guess I was just listening to Jesse, and he was like, go to her, and tell her personally that I forgive you and whatnot, and I just can't do that, bro. I mean, this is there's no way that a woman should be, doing that or whatever, and I'm supposed to accept it. you
Well,
know, and
why is that your concern at all? Why do you care about what your mom does with her life, and why do you care about this man if you don't live with them?
yeah, guess I've always been really family oriented, you know, and everyone basically has been disrespectful to me since I've been a baby, my whole family, and
In- Including your mom?
oh yeah,
So why do
yeah,
you? Just so I'm making sense of, because I only have an hour, so I'm just trying to get through
yeah,
the bottom of it. Is
yes,
so why do you care? Because it seems like you're judging the stepfather more than your mom is, and on top of it, she is being whatever to you. Why are you caring when they don't care about you?
yeah, this is true. Again, I'm just a I'm just a family oriented guy, and it's just like I don't understand why I can't get anybody to love me.
But
Basically, you
and,
know.
and and what do you mean by you're a family oriented guy? What do you mean by that? What does that mean to you, family oriented?
Oh, I mean, you know, the picnics and you know, going here,
Oh,
going there. Everybody, you know, the
yeah.
husband, the wife. Yeah,
All
you
right.
know.
Is it
And,
is there a chance that you're trying to get something from your family that they're clearly not giving you, and
yeah,
it has nothing to do with love? It just has this ego feeling or this idea of love. They're not giving it to you, and that's what's
yeah,
bothering you.
yeah. And basically, just it's been like basically like a year now, year and a half that you know I haven't talked to anybody. You know, um, and so I'm just trying to. I'm going
Yeah,
to be retiring in 9 years, sir.
yeah,
So basically, you know, I'll be okay after that. But
yeah,
I'm blind in my left eye from the vaccine.
yeah,
I work at Kaiser in Oakland, California,
yeah.
and I'm a baseball player. So,
Oh,
so I
nice.
can't. Yeah, so they
You
just
can't see.
destroyed
Wait,
everything.
so you're blind in your left eye?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
then,
man.
are
You
you?
know,
Do you swing right or left?
switch both,
Oh, okay. So
both.
then but now you must favor the left side because you can't see on the.
That's what I'm saying because I've been hitting off my tee, and I'm like, damn, I can't hit on my right, man. I can see this curveball. You know, I can barely kind of see it off the tee a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So
Man.
I'm working it. You know what I mean? And so they just destroyed everything that I've ever worked for, sir.
Well,
And
well, let me just say really quick is that like your
mhm,
concern, what it sounds like, if I'm getting all right, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you're trying to look for something that for one these people don't have to give. Most people really don't have to give, right? This real love, this
mhm,
genuine love, that comes from
mhm,
God. You're trying to get that
mhm,
from your family because you think that that's what you want, and they're not giving it
mhm.
to you, and it's bothering you. But I don't know if you're realizing that what you're trying to get from them only it has nothing to do with you being family oriented. Is you
Right.
wanting to feel something. So it's not genuine. It's not coming from a genuine place from you. You want something from them, and because you're not getting it, then you're bothered by it, and now you're judging your stepfather. But you shouldn't be trying to get anything from anybody. You should be finding love from God for one, working on yourself, and then you'll start to
Word.
realize that you're not lonely and you don't need nobody else's love.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, you're looking for it outwardly, it seems like, and yeah, you think that they're being mean to you, but you're also in return not loving them by trying to receive something from them. It's only for the
Mm,
sake of you feeling better. Am I right or
mm.
wrong about it?
Yeah. That's pretty much it. But I've always showed them respect though, but they've always been disrespectful to me. You know, and it's just, and this is everyone, my
Yeah.
coworkers, homeless people. You know, it's really strange. It's really strange, bruh. You know, it's like I cannot get a female to walk up to me, and I'm clean. You know, I'm a cheap looking Tyrese. You know, is what I thought people to myself. You know, I mean, I can sing. You know what I'm saying? I can hit a ball 400
But
feet,
why
and
but why
not
not
one.
why not screw everybody and do your own thing? Because there's people out there that are gonna appreciate you for you. Why not just forget them, the people who aren't, showing love to you back or whatever? Why try to receive it from them? Why not just go do your own thing?
Yeah, and that's what I had been for like a year now, sir. Completely focused,
nice.
Trying to get my eyesight, back and everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to be going to Egypt. My friend, he's going to take me. Him and his wife, they're going to take me to Egypt to get a therapy on my eye. Because they have the technology, the doctors out there after I retire. So 2033, is my retirement day. So based with that, and then he's going to take care of me with a woman out there also, and around the country. They're going to take care of it. So
take care of you with a female. What do you mean?
I'm looking for a wife.
Who's going to take care of you for a female?
My buddy, him and his wife.
Wait, so you're looking for? He's going to hook you up with a wife?
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, they've been around the world. Traveling and stuff, and they know a lot of people. I asked them. I've been knowing them. Since I've been working there. And just haven't been able to nail down something. For myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, oh, no problem, Ryan. I'll hook you up. Just whatever your heart desires, we'll help you out. I'm like, okay. So,
man, I wouldn't suggest that. I would suggest, because it seems like you just, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like you keep looking for love outside of yourself, and you're not going to find it, and you're just going to be disappointed. I would suggest you just work on yourself, focus on yourself, and let God add what is supposed to be in your life, the right people, a wife if it's supposed to be. Let those things just happen instead of trying to seek them out to receive this love, because you're not going to receive. You're just going to receive problems, more problems. Just like if your family did respect you, or they finally gave you what you wanted, it would not make you happy, because it wouldn't be real. You want to be able to find the love within, and this goes for all of us, right? We want to look within, and then God will add the rest. So I don't think you should be going looking for a woman or all these things. It seems like, you're just looking for a means to feel good.
Oh, let them come to me.
Let them come to you, and they will come to you as soon as, and I can tell you for a fact, they will come to you as soon as you start working on yourself, and the confidence within you, which is the light of God, starts to show. They'll start attaching to you like flies, and you'll have your choice. That's fact. But you don't want to be chasing them, because when you chase them, they don't respect you.
Okay, well, the women out here in California, they don't chase. So,
well, only because it's hard because they don't recognize a real man either, though. But some of them, but you're right though. Some of them are caught up on the ego. It's hard, right? So I do agree with that, but also there is a lack when it comes to the men as far as real strength, and that's because oftentimes we as men chase women, but we need to stop doing that.
No, true. The woman has to like the guy in order for the relationship to work completely.
Yeah. No, yeah.
She has to like you more,
Yeah, she definitely, exactly. So,
and that's been a problem also.
Yeah.
It's always been another guy, bro. It's always been another dude, bro. And it's really strange. It's been really, really strange. So, so I guess my best bet is when I retire and go out to Louisiana, where my family is. And so I have to spend time out there. And I'm thinking that there, again, I'm talking about looking for a woman.
Yeah,
I think they will come to me when I go out there to the South.
I would just advise that, do what you want, of course. I would just advise just working on yourself. But of course, you got to see this for yourself. You want to make sure that that's the right thing to do. But I would just advise that because, as you know, nothing good comes from when a man is chasing a woman, because then she has control over him, and women don't do well with control.
No.
You know what I mean? It's the guy's job to lead, but we can't lead if we are chasing a woman and not working on ourselves. But
no, absolutely.
I gotta get to some other calls here, but I hope that answered the question, if there was a question.
Yes, sir. It's a real mess, sir, and it's all of it is really unnecessary. And I really thought that everything was going to be cool, for myself when I was a kid. when this guy made out with this chick in front of me that I liked.
Oh.
I was about maybe 13 or 14 in front of other people. It was at a pizza place. I pretty much knew that I was going to be screwed, and I was going to, and I got two older brothers. They never teach me anything about, how to approach a girl or saving money or investing or about, or about the government, about the earth being flat, and you know what I'm saying?
So is this your mother? Do you have issues with your mother as well? Did you say
basically, yeah. I mean, she worked for NASA, you know what I'm saying, and she retired with them, and I know everything about NASA is all fake. You know what I'm saying? It's all CGI, and it's all lies. The moon landing was completely fucking fake.
Wait, you can't cuss on the show though, because you can't cuss on the show. But let me just say real quick, because of time, I would suggest that also you deal with your mom. You forgive her, and I know you said that's hard for you to do. I suggest you really try to understand why you resent them and make sense of that, because it's not right for any man to resent another person in general. It's not of God to resent anybody, because everybody has their own issues, right? Everybody's broken trying to figure it out. So I would really try to figure out why you resent her, so you can go and forgive your parents, your mom, for that. Because she got to live her own life. It's none of your business to try to tell her how she should live. And also, it's crazy for you as a man to also judge your stepfather for what he did, and it bother you this much when you don't have to live with them. You don't got to talk to them. You don't even got to look at them. And he ain't even part of your family. So you got to work that out, too, within yourself and forgive and overcome all that stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm on my way, sir.
Right on, Ryan. Well, call me again, and we can get into some more stuff later.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Have a good one. Bye. Anyway, let me move the calls. So much for the topic of today. Let's move the calls, though. Let me go to JC at a Little Rock. JC, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello there, Jay. Happy Juneteenth.
If you say so. No.
Happy Juneteenth, sir.
Happy Juneteenth to you.
Can I give a special shout out to just some of the greatest of the black callers and stuff? Queen Maeve, Tony, Freddie, John from Kentucky, Joan from Phoenix, Russ, even though sometimes he's insane, Stephen from Maryland, Marcus Jones, who I just met today, but that's a legend of the chat, and my favorite caller, JC from Little Rock, Arkansas. That's my favorite caller.
Nice. Shout out
to myself.
Shout out to all those folks.
Yeah.
Really quick, get to it just really quick, because I'm running out of time.
I know. Okay, so I wanted to go back. You told me to call back on Monday. We was talking about the N-word. We was talking about identity.
Yeah.
And things like that. So, and I was going to ask your opinion on Juneteenth. So first I'll do that one. Yeah. What's your opinion on Juneteenth? Don't you feel powerful today?
I don't even really have an opinion about it, because I never really got into it, if I'm being all the way honest. I never really got into Black History Month, Juneteenth, even the regular other history months, besides like the main ones that get celebrated, like 4th of July
like
and stuff like that.
White History Month.
Oh, White History Month. And I'm not against White History Month either, but even that, I'm not like really out celebrating it or whatever. I celebrate it as I'm here around Bond folks, but I just never really got into those kind of things. So Juneteenth, I mean, at the end of the day, I think all these things don't need to have a day for celebration, in my opinion. We don't need Juneteenth. We don't need Pride. We don't need any of them. None of them. I think you just live your life.
We need all of this. We need all of this.
Why, though?
I guess I have a serious question for you. You've had identity issues growing up, haven't you? Being like biracial.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And did it feel like you had to choose a side at one point? Like, feel like you have to be choosing a race, or even though you are both and you can celebrate both?
Well, I definitely grew up being not white enough for the whites and not black enough for the blacks, that's for sure. But I always grew up in a diverse area, so I kind of just blended in for the most part with everybody until I got to high school, and then I kind of went to majority white, and then I started kind of to see like, oh, okay, well, I'm not the go-to guy here, but
Okay. So,
yeah, there's definitely identity issues for sure, but I don't think it had to do with my race. I think it had to do with me just not having confidence and me just being insecure because I wasn't taught by my father to accept myself in general and to love myself and what love means. He didn't teach me that because he wasn't around to teach me it. So I think that
well,
was the
as a
issue.
fellow man and stuff, I've commented about your beautiful black skin even when we first met. But there's also nothing wrong with you being white. That's something people also don't understand. There's nothing wrong with being white, black, or whatever. You can be whatever. You don't have to have a hatred for others just because they're different than you.
Yeah.
Then another question for you and stuff is, how do you feel like when people link you to like rude names that I feel like I may have called you like an Oreo or the QUOON words or like derogatory names like that?
That doesn't bother me though, and I'm not gonna say that I'm just never ever bothered by words, but for the most part, I don't really care. Like for one, I just don't take a lot of things too seriously, and also it's just kind of crazy a little bit when somebody calls me a name because over the years I've grown to know who I am more and more, right? So because of that, when somebody tells me that I'm a loser or I'm whatever, it's not true. It's because I know that I'm not. So the more you know yourself, the more you get to know yourself, then you start to realize that it don't matter what these people saying because it ain't the truth. So
okay, and I'm gonna let you go soon. I got like 2 more things to say,
okay.
but I know you got to go soon.
No, you're all good.
Okay, so last week, I know you rushed me off when I was talking about Breonna Taylor and everything, but that's somebody close to our age, sir. Does that not bother you when somebody who has similar skin to you has been attacked, like people like her or Ahmaud Arbery? Does that never bother you that could be you?
That's a good question. I never have, and still to this day have not identified with anybody as my people or my color, because like I said, I always grew up around a bunch of different people, and I never considered them white, black, Mexican, or anything until my adult years. So I don't identify with them as my people. I always try to understand what the heck the situation is, and the narrative for those people that you explain, it always leans on the side of them being the victim and so innocent, and that's just not true. Of course, it's unfortunate that people have to lose their life and all that stuff, but these are innocent people. You know what I mean? These are people who are also involved in things that they shouldn't have been involved in, and those
like
things
jogging.
Yeah, but Ahmaud Arbery, if I remember, wasn't just a jogger. He was, from the reports, he was also inside of somebody else's home, wasn't he? And
no, he was just jogging. He's literally the same age as me. He would have been 30. He was born in 1993 like I was, and so was Breonna Taylor.
But nobody just jogging. Here's the thing, though, JC. Nobody just jogging is getting especially nowadays, this doesn't exist. Maybe somewhere in the world, maybe. But people don't just see somebody jogging and run up on them and especially in the broad daylight and just shoot them for the sake of shooting them. Maybe the blacks do that. Maybe the blacks do that to the whites, but you're not seeing whites do that to blacks.
No. Joel, you the same. You almost similar skin tone to Ahmaud. Yeah, that could have been you, sir. But they could have been putting your name on a T-shirt.
I know, but also Ahmaud probably had these weird things in his mind taught by the black community of, oh, they're gonna kill you. So he went and fought against this white guy who had a gun. It's like there's so many other ways he could have went about that situation. And if these white people are wrong, then he don't have to try to fight them. You know what I mean? Or he gambled with his life. But nobody wants to talk about that.
That's the gamble. He was born black.
No, that's
the
not
only gamble that he had, sir.
But
That's the only gamble.
But is that the reason why they shot him?
Yes, because he was black. That's why they killed him. Why they killed him.
But they didn't kill him because they were fighting over the gun, and at that point, it's either I kill you or you kill me.
I mean, why would they even attack him? He was literally just innocently jogging, and those 3 white guys attacked him. They followed him. They pursued him.
They did follow. They did, and I don't agree with that. I don't think they should have followed him, but they didn't attack him. That's also the wrong word to use. They got in front of him and they stopped. And as he was jogging past them, they still didn't attack them. He went after the guy with the gun.
You literally could be just jogging, minding your own business, and the same thing could be happening to you, and I would still be trying to fight for your rights. This is upsetting me, so I'm going to move on to my last 2 things. How do you feel like...
Really quick, one more, though. Just do one more because I got to get to the other calls.
Okay. I was going to just do something snarky about Leah. Though nobody wants you in Arkansas, not even if they was in special ed, Leah. No one of the girls wants you. But the real thing is about like the 60s stuff. If you was like a part of like the boycotts or the civil rights movement and stuff, do you think you would still feel the same way as a black man now, or do you feel like you would be more pro-black?
Oh, if I was back then.
Yeah. Because you could have passed the paper bag test.
What's that?
So that's like when after slavery had ended and stuff, a lot of blacks who were like mulatto or light skinned, they could pass as a paper bag test and they would live like they were white and stuff, similar to like that movie Imitation of Life. Oh. So.
Well, I think all of it. I think really all of it. What it is I don't know what would happen if I was there in the 50s. I maybe would have been like more aware of certain things, but at the end of the day, what it is just a false identity, right? It's a false identity with identifying with color and making that. Nobody really discriminates based off of color. They discriminate based off of a judgment, right? It's all based off of a judgment, and sometimes that judgment ends up being protection. So people really, if I'm a white man and I hate a black person, that's just me judging that person. It has nothing to do with their color. It wouldn't matter with the color. So at the end of the day, all this stuff is just false judgment and false identities, and you should just be regular and be normal and not be all caught up in this racial stuff. Because it's stupid.
Sadly, sir, our skin tone cannot allow.
But black people kill black people all the time. White people kill white people all the time. Asians killing Asians.
And that's not good either. Just like how that black woman killed that little white boy. She's going to burn in hell too.
That's just anger. That's just anger. People being angry and losing control. That's what it is. But I got to go, JC.
I know you got to go. I thank you so much. Keep loving that beautiful skin of yours. Keep being that great biracial man that you are.
Right on.
I'll thank you again for your time.
All right. Appreciate it, JC. Thank you. But, yeah, just be regular. You know what I mean? I was down in the South, and they're just regular over there. They ain't worried about nothing. And maybe some are. And obviously everybody got issues. But, you're just not concerned with this kind of stuff. They done treated me like I was one of them. Part of their family. And I'm like 1 or 2 black people there at the party. So it's just more about just being regular. You know what I mean? Let me try to move these calls. Lord have mercy. Should I go to? Let me go to Rick out of Virginia. Wait, I got 2 Rick out of Virginias here. Let me go to this one and see which one this is.
You got William.
Hold on 1 second, William. I got to get to Rick because Rick looks like a first-time caller. I'll get back to you right now, William. Rick, out of Virginia.
Man, Joel, this is Rick, man. Go take William call, man. I'm out of Hampton, VA, man.
Wait, Rick.
Let me hear the Godfather, man. Yes, sir, can you hear me?
Yeah. Really quick, Rick. I'm sorry. There's a first-time caller, William. I have to get to him because he's new. So
go ahead. Go ahead.
Appreciate it, Rick. Hold on. Okay, let me go to William out of Hampton, Virginia. Not out of California, but out of Hampton, Virginia. I think he's a first-time caller. William, welcome to the show. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Who's wants to talk about Juneteenth thoughts on Nat Turner? Oh. Okay. Let me I'm trying to get to the people I don't get to. Okay. Hold on 1 second. We're checking the phones. 1 second, y'all. Because I want to get to the new caller, if this is a new caller first. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Okay, then let me go back to Rick out of Hampton, Virginia.
Well, my
Rick,
brother.
there we go, Rick. How you doing?
Man, I'm fine, man. Yes, it's my privilege to understand, man. Like, if there's a new caller, you ain't got time but one call, man. Take that new caller any day, man, because we got to continue to build our base, man, to push the truth, man.
That's right. Appreciate it.
Do that. And I tell you, man, I was going to come in, well, today is Juneteenth. You know, it's most times the Democrats make these different holidays for different groups.
Yeah.
And, you know, and my thing, I'm like, does everybody just be them, man? Because you remember Nat Turner, you know, the one that had the rebellion here in Southampton. It's about maybe like 45 minutes from where I live at. And he said he got a revelation from God to, you know, kill all his enemies. And I don't believe, I believe he was hearing from Satan because he got so angry. And I just believe he was more like hearing from Satan.
Oh, interesting. I'm not too familiar with that, but what is the story? If you could tell me really quick.
Nat Turner, he led a revolt in Southampton, Virginia, and it was it was during slavery time, and he led a revolt against his slave masters and stuff. And they killed some whites, you know, even they ain't have nothing to do with it.
Oh, and yeah. If that's true, then yeah, that's the slippery slope of the anger, and that's why it's so true that you have to overcome anger, because you may have the right intention in mind of you know, the right pursuit at, you know, standing up and standing firm, but then it kind of is a slippery slope because you go blind when you get angry and you can't see clear and you lose all logic.
You talk about making terrible choice after terrible choice.
Yeah, exactly.
I was saying that I don't believe it was from God, because for me reading the scriptures, anytime when God told people to do something, you're gonna come out victorious. You're not gonna come out you getting killed or something.
Right,
like that.
Exactly. That's a great point. Yeah.
You know, if you heard from God, you would have had a happier and victorious ending. Because when I read from the scriptures, when God told, like, King David to go destroy a country, and when they did, they was victorious. Now, if God told them to destroy a nation, and they didn't, it came back and bit them.
Yeah.
But I couldn't see that with Nathan when he thought he heard from God. He wouldn't have got beheaded. There's no way.
I had to look into it. I had to look into it and see it, but I'm so out of time, Rick. I appreciate it.
Love you guys, man. Keep up the good work there, brother Joel.
All right, we'll do. Thank you, Rick. Callers, the rest of the callers, you know how my show goes. It's only an hour. I don't got time for nothing. Not really. But I got to end. You know what I mean? And I appreciate the calls and all that good stuff, and the comments, super chats. There was a super chat that came in. Let me read that real quick. If I can. Cole Berger says, how can women want a guy that is needy? Real strength is not being needy, and God will take the needs away with a little heartache repentance. You have to be alive to repent, by the way. Ryan needs to forgive for sure. Dada probably mad at him for not protecting her, but yeah, well advised, Joel. I appreciate it, co-worker Art, 100%. Amazing stuff, and an amazing call yesterday as well. Anyway, I gotta go, y'all. It's that time. American Anchor Baby's coming in. I gotta go. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And bye.